Welcome back, and moving on to our first segment for today. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi congratulated the U.S.-elect President Donald Trump on his victory in the presidential elections. And to talk more about the future and more about different means of cooperation between both countries, we have over the phone Ambassador Mahmoud Ayoub, the former Minister of Commerce. Hello? Hello?
Good morning to you and to the viewers.
Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. So first of all, I'd like to shed the light on this important part. Well, some people, or many people actually, they are thinking of the future in a different way. They think that, of course, Donald Trump, things might change when it comes to all what is happening in the region. How do you see the upcoming relations between Egypt and the United States?
Relations between Egypt and the United States are not of today, that there are several and since this decades back. And it is a stable relations between the two countries, regardless of who is the president. The difference is in the depth of the relations and warmth in the relations, and the president-elect Trump has been to Cairo, has been to Egypt, has been to the Middle East, and they had the dialogue with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, and this is a good basis for good relations in the near future between the two countries.
Okay, sir, and another question. How to enhance the cooperation between the two sides in a way that can benefit the people of the two countries, Egypt and the United States, in your point of view?
There are several fronts of relations between Egypt and the United States. Political front, economic front, cultural front, trade and commerce front, and many other areas, transfer of technology. And the United States has been beneficial to the Egyptian economy in many ways since 1950s, not only yesterday, it is not from yesterday, it's through U.S. aid, and there are several projects which were established in Egypt thanks to the U.S. aid. So there are a lot of beneficial projects which can be initiated today and tomorrow between two countries to expand good and deep relations between Egypt and the United States to the mutual benefits of the two peoples and the two countries.
Well, sir, from your own point of view, if you want to talk about the difference between the points of view between both the administration of Donald Trump and the previous and the current one so far, do you feel there is any difference when it comes to the Middle East or all what is happening around?
There are several differences between two administrations thanks to the president and the head of each one. But as far as Egypt and the Middle East are concerned, there are established rules for relations between the United States and the Middle East, specifically Egypt and the neighboring countries. So the change in presidents does not constitute a danger or threat to the relations between Egypt and the other countries in the area. What is important for us now is that there will not be shift against us as far as relations between Egypt and its neighbors is concerned. What is important for us is that President Trump has been to Egypt, has been to the Middle East, and he had a dialogue, a long dialogue with the heads of states of these countries, and this will be beneficial as far as there is a ground facts which any U.S. president cannot ignore or cannot ignore or forget when dealing with the heads of states of these countries. So a lot of cooperation can be anticipated with the new administration in the United States thanks to the beneficial and the friendly relations which Egypt has established with the United States for years and 4 years now.
Okay, sir, and concerning the trade between the two countries, in your point of view, how to promote it between the two countries to support the policies?
This trade is a very important tool as far as our foreign relations are concerned, Egypt imports from the United States almost 30% of its imports are coming from the United States, and also when we look at the imports, the United States is a big market, and there is a good chance for Egyptian products in the United States, and it has been tested, and several other new products can have a foothold in the U.S. market thanks to our commercial bureaus in the United States and our commercial attaches who are doing their best to expand the trade and introduce new products in our exports, which is very important for Egypt to the United States. When we export to the United States, we export in U.S. dollars, which we need for import and for financing our needs of importation and also our foreign reserves, which is very important as far as our credibility in the international markets is concerned.
So what are the most important files before the U.S. Administration in the coming period, if we are focusing on the economic or political alliances or the future in general in these very challenging files?
I think that the new president is keen to economize as far as the foreign relations of the United States is concerned. He is going to, most probably, as according to his statements, he is going to cut aid and substitute it with cooperation, and also Europe has to pay for the United States forces in the European soil. And in many cases we find that it is business-minded. It is a business approach as far as the relations between the United States and other countries is concerned. And some countries will not be happy with this change in the mood of the United States presidency as far as the foreign aid is concerned, or as far as sharing the cost is concerned. So he's a business-minded president, and he will impose his rules, new rules, I will say, as far as the relations between Canada, the United States, and these countries, including Egypt, of course. But in the case of Egypt, there are a lot of mutual benefits for cooperation, positive cooperation as far as peace in the Middle East, stability in the Middle East, and also to create a good framework for understanding and cooperation between the countries of the Middle East, which the United States is keen to cement and explore.
Okay, sir. And to what extent is the bilateral relations between Egypt and the United States are unified to settle the regional developments, especially the Gaza crisis and the situation in Sudan? What do you think?
In fact, the United States looks to Egypt as the most stable country in the Middle East and in the Arab world. That is why it is cooperating with Egypt, whether in Gaza or in Sudan, and it knows that Egypt has a say and it can influence situation in the two parts of our neighbors. Gaza, we have a lot to do in Gaza, and Egypt is doing all what it can as far as creating peace and creating a peaceful environment for the Palestinians in their own country. When it comes to Sudan, several players are playing in Sudan, and Egypt has a stake in this country, and we need a stable Sudan and strong Sudan for the benefit of its own people. We cannot forget that we have millions of Sudanese who immigrated to Egypt during the last years, and we need them to go back to their country and to establish peace and prosperity for Sudan and for Sudanese people.
So the latest round of the Egypt-US strategic dialogue has opened up a new chapter in bilateral relations. So how do you evaluate the importance of this dialogue?
This new chapter is more cooperation in areas of contention, areas of violence, areas of disagreement with the two countries, with the two big countries, would I say, United States and Egypt, as far as the Middle East is concerned. So they need, and they are already cooperating in establishing peace, establishing stability, which is very important for any economic development especially in Egypt and the Jordan and the other countries. So we need more cooperation in this respect, and I think that the United States can play a role as far as helping the positive parts, positive factors in this respect through aid and through its political influence, whether in almost of the, whether in Israel or in most of the other countries. So we have a lot to gain from cooperation with the United States as far as the Middle East stability and prosperity is concerned.
Right. When we talk about the current challenges that we are facing all around the world, well, basically the economic challenges is number one. So when we talk about all these economic challenges, and definitely this is one of the most important files that Donald Trump will have on his first day. And of course we have different means of cooperation between Egypt and the United States. So what are the potentialities that we can have or we can work on so far to start a new era or a new phase with the United States?
It is in fact it's a new era as far as the cooperation between the United States and Egypt is concerned, because Egypt has many development projects. During the last 10 years, we have seen infrastructure everywhere, and we have a good basis for new investments from the Western world, mainly from the United States and Europe, in the Egyptian market. And the United States can be a good source of investing in the future on the Egyptian soil, because the Egyptian government is doing its best to create new projects for the benefit of its own people, and also to activate the Egyptian economy, and also to fill the gaps as far as the foreign trade and Egyptian economy are concerned. That is why cooperation between Egypt and the United States in this respect is vital, especially to the Egyptian economy, when millions of people are looking to any relations with any countries from economic point of view. That is why economic point of view, economic part is very important as far as our relations with the United States, which was donor for Egypt for many years through USAID and other projects.
Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud, the former Minister the Commercial, thank you so much for being with us on the Breakfast Show. And now we're going to see the major events in the world of sports. Please stay tuned.